Alright, let's try something new today. So today I want to discuss and show off my Druid Werebear build. It's a pulverized build, it's very strong, it is in mid-game for me. Now I basically took a build that I saw, like 2 or 3 meta builds, and combined them into mine. Now the reason I did this is because you don't always get the drops you need. And for most of these meta builds, you require certain uniques that change the build entirely. One of them specifically is a unique chess piece for Druid that technically makes your bear form your real form. And because of that, also your other abilities that you change in your build as far as your earth skills become Werebear skills, increasing the damage. But at the moment, we don't have those items, but we have other ones, other aspects that we found a nice interaction with, and we're able to find a way to make it work with another part of our build. Basically, the best thing possible could have happened. We had a nice interaction where we don't really go spirit hungry. We constantly have spirit regen. We're constantly critting damage. We're constantly moving, and we constantly have a nice amount of survivability. So because of that, we've had a good play experience, and it actually made the game very enjoyable. Like I said, it's mid-game. I'm enjoying the game. It's one of the reasons I haven't been streaming. I've been really focused on my actual gameplay. Without any more, let's just jump straight to it and let's discuss. Later. Alright, so this is the Werebear. I'm proud of my look. I'm proud of my gear. Like I said, I've invested some of the materials so I can actually upgrade my gear, so I can actually be comfortable into my build. So early game, I wouldn't suggest actually upgrading any of your gear. If not, maybe a few aspects that you get, like the core aspects from the dungeons, so you don't lose like the better rolls for like either mid game or end game. Currently I'm at mid game, level 61, but I'm actually having a good time. Like I said, my build has kept me pretty well kept. So we'll just jump straight to the stats. You can see them right there on the side. Then I'm going to go into the gear. Here's my helmet, the aspect right there for Earthen Bulwark. Then we have the Fortify Earth Skill +2 on each rank. The gloves have the pulverized one, which has a decent roll, but it's good enough for now. It's an imprinted one for the gloves. The pants have the Elite Absorb. Not necessarily necessary, but I have it for now as like a filler because there's another aspect that I couldn't get my hands on. This one is an interesting one. The Hurricane. While Hurricane is active, gain +2 on your shape-shifting skills. So I'm constantly going to go back and forth between Werebear and back and like to put out my pulverize for my trample, etc. Especially when I'm spamming my actual pulverize. That's going to put +2 on each rank. I run Hurricane in my build to actually have the crowd around me get vulnerable when it's up. And I also have a little bit of synergy in my build where, like, if I'm switching between a nature skill and a nerf skill, it increases the damage output. So constantly switching between that and Earthen Bulwark Shield, which they're kind of on a similar cooldown. I'll pop Hurricane immediately, then I'll pop Earthen Bulwark, and it triggers the actual damage increase while also pushing my damage up on my shapeshifting abilities. That's a good plus. This is a new one. So I got a pretty good roll on the Pulverize for the Conal effect on the Shockwave, and the weapon itself in question had really good stats overall. Like the lightning increased damage is okay for the Hurricane. The critical strike damage on earth skills is very important, especially since now Pulverize is an earth skill. Then we go to close quarters. Mostly everything is close damage to us because everything is usually surrounding us. Overpower with Werebear skills. We gotta love it. We gotta have it. That's perfect. This ring, it was a little bit controversial, but it's been helping me out. So it says it's got the best roll it could possibly get for it. It restore 4 primary resource when you crowd control an enemy. I'm gonna explain why that's important. I use an ability for like the petrifying instead of my ultimate. I could use the Grizzly Rage, but I'm constantly going back and forth into Grizzly Rage, and the earth skills are always changing because I don't actually have the full form Werebear form. So I'm constantly shape-shifting in and out, in and out. The damage increase and the survivability increase from the Grizzly Rage is nice, but it's not that necessary, especially when I have a consecutive amount of damage that's coming over. So when I petrify all the mobs around me, they're all crowd controlled immediately. When that happens, I restore all my resources. So I'm going to be spamming Pulverize back to back to back. And when you kill a petrified mob, you restore spirit as well. With this build, I have not found any kind of spirit issue. There's like a little bit of like you have a little bit of hunger with it, but it's not as bad as the builds that I've run before. So I'd like to think that my crowd controlling and regeneration of spirit have been hand in hand with the output of my damage. My next ring obviously is the Mother's Embrace that you get when you complete the campaign. It's been really good. It does help with spirit management. I haven't found anything else that can actually outrank this ring at the moment. Finally, it's going to be my necklace. It was a random drop. I'm trying to upgrade it, but for the time being, it's good. And I was able to put the aspect for my trample. So whenever I use my trample, it summons the landslides, which cause AoE damage. This build is consecutively doing a good amount of AoE damage. You gotta love it. As far as my spirit booms, for the first one, I'm going to put the reduced damage on elites. I don't want to get hit too much hard. Oh, sorry about that. I don't want to get hit that hard by elites, especially when you're doing some of the nightmare sigils. You're taking a good amount of damage. The reduction from that, I feel, is the best one you could get from this boom. On the second one, I'm putting over here the Scythe's Talon, which is the 5% critical strike chance. And then the last one would be over here with the Wrath, the 30% critical strike damage. Everything is crits, damage. Even when it's overpower or whether it's just a regular crit. This is helps with the difference, whether it be let's just say 10k crit to like a 35-40k crit. Highest I've seen so far with mid-game build for me is a consecutive 65k crit. Not that bad. Then we go over here with the lucky hit chance. Dealing damage has a 15% chance to restore spirit. Believe it or not, I've seen this proc way more, especially in Werebear form, when I'm pulverizing. Before you know it, it makes the difference between 1 to 2 to 3 pulverizes, and then the next one would be like maybe lashing a chain out of like 7 to 8 pulverizes. I've gotten 8 to 9 pulverizes off at a time in a room during waves just because of my crowd controlling and hitting everything up. My spirit gets refilled. Spam. Lucky hit will proc. All of a sudden, more spirit there. Spam. Pop trample, get an additional 20 spirit, and keep spamming. It's non-stop damage and a good regeneration of it. Now at the final, you could go into this one for the slam and get every other 20th hit to actually do an overpower. That's nice. So far, I've actually had it over here with the Calm Before the Storm, because with the lucky hit, also the nature skills have a 10% chance to reduce the ultimate cooldown. I'm using 2 different nature skills. I'm constantly going between my Earth attack, which will become my basic attack, and Hurricane and Bulwark Shield. Those 2 going back and forth will help drop the cooldown of my actual ultimate. If I drop my ultimate's cooldown, that's an automatic CC. That's also going to be refilling my spirit. You can clearly see the synergy in this. It's actually really good. So let's go into the actual build. So I'm actually going over here. I'm going to put 1 point over here into Earth Spike, and then 1 more point into the enhanced one. There's no need to go any further in that. When it comes to here, obviously a maxed out Pulverize. Then we're going to put the enhanced one, and then we're going to go over here for the stun when it's overpowered. It's really good. It also helps with CC. We're going to do more crit damage to them. Over here, just put some points into the actual crit damage, and this one over here for damage reduction. I do put a point into here to increase spirit, and also this is another reason that my spirit isn't that drained. I have the additional points to invest into this, so I do. Then we go down here for Bulwark Shield, 1 point into that, 1 point into the enhanced one, and we don't go for the fortified one, we go in for this one, so when the shield pops, it does additional damage. We're consecutively increasing our damage on Earth skills. This actually does a decent amount, especially when you're surrounded. It's actually worth the point. We're going to go into these 2 skills here for damage reduction. It actually comes in very handy, and it's another way of mitigating versus going down the tree. As far as the companion side, we don't take anything from the side of the tree. There's no reason for it, to be honest. Going down a little further, we're going to go into Hurricane, put the point into it right here. Then we're going to go into the enhanced one, and then after that, we're going to go into the actual one that does the vulnerability. Now, with this active, we're going to have vulnerability on all the mobs that are coming on us as far as a 15% chance. But it procs more often than you think, so it's actually kind of nice, especially when they're all surrounding you. You're about to get like killed, you pop Bulwark Shield, now you actually have protection, then you hit Hurricane, everything gets caught in the Hurricane, and you spam Pulverize. Now everything is just gonna auto die, which is very nice. Over here, because of our earth skills and everything else, we're going to put crushing earth, increasing damage when they're immobilized. We're constantly slowing, we're constantly stunning, we're constantly, petrifying. This increases damage overall. Over here, we're going to have the critical strike chance when we're fortified. On our build, we're almost consecutively overcharged when it comes to fortify. We always have fortify up the majority of the time. I could never look at my health pool and see that it's not fortified. Almost everything on our build is going to keep us there, and it keeps us safe, and it also increases our damage. Now, there, while fortified, 50% maximum health, as earth skills will deal 12% damage. Same concept, same situation. You're going to put 1 point into this one, so basically the healing of everything is going to be 5%. That's fine. The reason we're doing it is to get to this right here, provocation. With this, after being in Werebear form for 20 seconds, we're actually going to have your next skill doing an overpower. That's actually good. Like I say, we don't always stay in Werebear form. We're constantly shape-shifting out and in because of our earth skills until we get the unique chest piece. But while we're out of the form, we go into Werebear form. There are those situations that I mentioned earlier where your spirit just keeps replenishing and replenishing. When those other interactions happen and our spirit gauge goes up, we're consecutively going to be in Werebear form for over 20 seconds. So you're going to have those special procs and you're going to have those moments. So we might as well invest into it, because when it happens, it chains off and it just adds an additional damage to our pool. Trample right there, like I said, with the interaction with the other aspect, it actually causes the landslides, more earth damage, more AoE, and it's also going to be a good pushback, especially when you're running with other people, especially when they're vulnerable or they're a little bit weaker, like squishy, rogues, anything like that. You can actually help control the room, which is very important. Now we're going to go for the enhanced trample, do a little bit more damage, everything else, and we're going to have the cast on trample getting 20 spirit more. It's going to be a way for us to stay in Werebear form to try to hit that 20-second mark, and also give us more spirit so we can go straight into a pulverize once we're done. Now right here, we're going to go into this petrify. This is our ultimate. Like I said, we're not going for grizzly. This is what's going to actually help us as far as controlling the room. We're going to actually be able to do increased critical strike damage on the adds that are petrified, and when you kill them, you're going to actually have an increased spirit. It's going to regen some of it, and it's going to be a rinse and repeat. So because of the ring itself, we're going to actually get spirit back when we CC people, and then by killing those exact mobs with that are under the effects of petrify, you're also going to be getting some spirit back. So spamming pulverize is just going to be ongoing spirit regen. It's a very beautiful interaction. I love it. I went into here for Defiance just to increase the nature damage. We are using a lot of earth skills. Pulverize is now an earth skill, so technically it's going to increase that by another 12% there. And also it doesn't hurt for Hurricane. Here for this one right here, earth skills, storm skills. It's going to be an additional earth skills have a chance to increase damage on vulnerable targets. Hurricane helps us with that. And if you have someone in party, it's going to additionally help with that. Then the storm skills increase damage on stun, immobilize, and knockback targets. We're constantly CCing targets. That's going to increase the damage on storm. We're going to be in their melee range. You see where I'm going with this. It's a consecutive damage increase for the whole build. Now we're going to put 1 point into this. No reason for it, but except the fact that we're going to get additional sources of fortification for everything we do. Kind of like the 5% healing on this. Just help with survivability. And we can go for another one, but I always prefer Earthen Might, especially since Pulverize is now considered a Earth skill. So we're going to have the increased damage for that. So as far as Paragon, I've been going down the board as best as I could. Ignore my glyphs for now because my glyphs are not where I want them to be. They're pretty well ranked, but they're not where they should be. But this is the way I've put my tree up so far. Then over here, I have this glyph right here for glyph socket outmatch. It's not that bad. The next board I decided to go with was Earthen Destruction. The reason for it is for these kind of actual sockets right here. Crushing Earth, 10% Earth skill damage, then critical strike on crowd controlled enemies. Our whole build is based off crowd controlling enemies. We're doing increased Earth skills. Pulverizes an Earth skill. You see where I'm going with this. So the build is consecutively outputting damage. Once we have enough points and we start ranking up a little bit more, we're going to actually turn the tree here and try to go for this right here. Earth skills deal 30% increased damage on crowd controlled effect enemies. Legendary node is actually worth having. We're gonna go on a different mode when we switch boards. At the moment, I'm still deciphering where I want to go. Like I said, so far this is mid game. There's nothing that bad, nothing that good. So we're experimenting. We're trying our best. So far, like I said, I love the build. There's nothing wrong with it in my eyes, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of survivability, and most importantly, a lot of consecutive damage. So let's just jump into a quick run and see what we get out of it. All right, see you in a second. All right, we have the key now. Let's go in here. We're gonna spam pulverize. We're gonna spam pulverize. Bulwark shield up. We have hurricane up. Our spirit's going up. Petrify everything. Get some more pulverizes out. Everything is dead. Everything is dead. Open door. Don't lock doors. Run in. Hit this. Got some spirit now. Pulverize. Spamming it. Like I said, trample there. Get some more pulverizes out. Another pulverize. Spirit is already up again because things are crowd controlled. Like I said, we don't really go spirit hungry. We just do what we can, and we're going to keep consecutively staying in bear form. We're going to consecutively spam it. Every now and then, like right now, we'll have a little bit of a spirit fatigue. Nothing too crazy. If it was more mobs, I'd be tempted to pop my other skill. I'm not going to. Quick little overpower damage. Why not? Petrify these bad boys right here because no one told them to come out the door. Mid pulverize, we got the rest of our spirit up. Just from the crowd controlling. Just from crowd controlling them, we ended up getting all our spirit back. Pulverized. Got back to full spirit gate. Gotta love it. Right. Full spirit gate. Look at that. One trample will get us our full spirit gauge. We're fortified. We have our shield there. They're trying us. We're stunned. We get out with trample. And now we're going to petrify. Now everything is petrified. Now we're going to trample and just kill everything. That is the best way to do it, right? There we go. Trample refilled our meter. Switch off for hurricane. Make them vulnerable. 2, 3. Pulverize. Trample them in. Oof. Never seen that before. Go away. No one told you to come find me. Leave me alone. 2, 3. Don't like your shield, bro. Go to bed. I wonder which boss it's gonna be. Let's see. Alright. Doom Lord. Petrify. Trample. Back to full spirit already. Dodge out. Back to full spirit almost. Where is he going? Petrify him again. Gonna trample again. Get the rest of our spirit up. And he's done. Not a bad run. Like you see, we don't really go on spirit. We constantly have a good amount of spirit up. We constantly put out a good amount of damage. It's like a win-win. No matter how you dice it, it is a win-win. All right. So you can see for yourself, we're not really going on spirit. We're constantly putting out damage. Our survivability is there. And in the middle of attacking, we're regenning our spirit faster than we're spending it, which is crazy to me. We're constantly critting. There's a good synergy with our earth skills, the damage that's output, and because pulverize is considered an earth skill, it just adds on and on and on, including everything from our glyphs inside of our Paragon tree to our actual build to the aspects we have synergizing with our build. Everything just works. Sometimes you can't get those unique items to drop or other pieces of gear as much as you're grinding. You have to find a way to adapt what's handed to you and make it the best thing possible. You have to remember, at the end of the day, all these meta builds really are people online who have been playing the game and have figured out or discovered an interaction by experimenting. I like the meta. I like seeing creators who actually post up their videos and show you how they run their builds. But in the same regard, I know that their play experience is not my play experience. What they discover is not what I discover. And I can use the knowledge they gave me to mix with the stuff that I've discovered and make it my own. And that's all part of the game. And Diablo is really vast as far as all the content they give you. And it's only been like 2 weeks. This isn't even the season. So I can only look forward to what comes next. So hopefully we will try to stream more. But like I said, we've been kind of dedicating time to the game. But I wanted to put out this video to kind of show you what I've been working on. Anyway, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, follow the channel if you like what you see. And hopefully we'll be streaming soon and I'll catch you there. Later.